Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Monday, October 29, the year 2012. It looks like people on the East Coast are getting first-hand experience why you need to prepare. And some of them, for some strange reason, haven't really learned the lesson. I don't know why. But Wall Street's closed, government's closed. And reports of the shelves being emptied in the stores. People panic buying. And there was no need for that. At least not if you're prepared. And it's interesting because I saw a couple news articles where they said preppers weren't worried and they were singling us out, still wanting to make us a fringe element, make us into something that's odd, where really this should be the norm. People being prepared should just be something that you don't even think about. It should just be commonplace. But it's not. Just like common sense. I'm not sure why. But I looked on the FEMA website and a couple other government websites because these news stories had links to these other sites, and they have their 72-hour kits that you should have in case of emergency. And I started to think about it. Once again, the role of the government is to provide for the general welfare. But as I mentioned before, that doesn't mean food stamps, and it doesn't mean Obamacare. And I really don't think it means to take care of people when there's an emergency. Once again, people should take personal responsibility. Make sure they have enough food, water. They have alternative sources of energy. So if the lights go out, they can see and stay warm and cook their food. But in today's society, I bet there's a lot of people, if they can't push the button on the microwave, they're going to starve to death. And it's funny, but it's not. It's funny. It's only funny because it's true, but it's a sad state of affairs that our country, in this high-tech 21st century, people have lost sight of how to take care of themselves. I mean, really, should you expect the government to bail you out in case of emergency? Where did we get that idea in the first place? I don't know. But if you search the Constitution, you don't see any mention of FEMA. And is it a good idea or bad idea? I think it's unnecessary. I think people should take their own responsibility, their own fate in their hands, and prepare. Does that mean they shouldn't have fire departments? No, I think that's taking it to extremes. But these big disasters, you have to realize that there's just not enough equipment to go around, not enough people to go around. So you have to take care of yourself. And there's only 10 people in a 1-mile radius here. If something were to happen, they don't care about us. There's not enough people here for them to dispatch services. So we're on our own. Now in the city, where it's a much higher density, probably a few hundred people in a 1 mile radius, sure they'll dispatch services. But the funny thing is that as a taxpayer, I'm paying for that. But chances are I won't receive the benefit. So it just gets back to that personal responsibility of taking care of yourself again. There's people on the East Coast, it's like you know it's coming. Why are you still there? Board up your house and leave, but then I guess you might be afraid of the looters, which is something that I have been thinking about. I'll probably do a separate video on that. And you see, if you've noticed on a few of my videos, I've kind of changed up my tagline, saying that if you fail to prepare today, you might not be able to prepare tomorrow. Well, I think some of the people on the East Coast are saying the truth of that. Because if you think you can go out just any time and buy water and blankets and food at the last minute, see, they can't prepare. They can't prepare them. Should have been prepared yesterday. That stuff is gone. Other people beat them to it. Maybe they'll learn their lesson. Most won't. And I think part of the problem is that these lessons are usually taught at home, the family. But as we all know, the family situation isn't what it used to be. I'm not talking about the Norman Rockwell paintings. I'm just talking about just the usual household, where the parents teach the kids, spend time with the kids. Now they're all on their smartphones or iPods or Xboxes or PlayStations. Or with, Xbox 360, I think it's called. You know, you ask a kid if they want to play football, they're heading for the video game controller. It's like, no, out in the yard, throwing a football. They look at you funny. Now I know I'm way off topic. Okay, back to the point. Point is, East Coast, I feel for you, but if you didn't take the necessary steps, you have plenty of time. That's on you. And I hope that you've learned that if you fail to prepare today, you may not be able to prepare tomorrow.